Hey fellow geeks and dungeon masters, I've got a special treat for you today, especially dungeon masters who are into clever traps and tricks that they can play on their parties. Let's get into it. You're watching The Dungeon Geek. Sometimes even the best campaigns and adventures that you're running can be a bit of a slog from time to time, and that's when it's your job as a DM to jazz things up. And this encounter, I believe, does that. I've ran it in one of my games for D&D 5e. You can run it on any system that you're running, and here's how it works. Your players are chasing after an alchemist or a wizard or someone who's missing a few screws, who places devious traps for the adventurers to come across. This particular trap takes place inside of a room that this crazy character once occupied. So, as the adventurers walk into the room, among the debris, the beakers, the vials, the crazy instruments of mad elemental science, there is a small terrarium. And if one of the players gets too close, they vanish. They're gone. And the other players can make perception checks to try and figure out where the character is, but it is an extremely difficult test indeed. You should pull the other player aside, either into a separate Discord channel or out of the room, to deal with their portion of this encounter separately. They have been transported into a miniature version of themselves and placed into this small terrarium. For your tabletop gaming purposes, this thing measures 9 by 18 inches, and in the game world, the walls could be made out of wood, some sort of like a chicken wire, or whatever material you think is most appropriate for the encounter. Inside of this terrarium, though, is a friendly creature, or at least it would be friendly if you were not the size of a small snack. I used a venomous scorpion. I went ahead and I took the scorpion template, I added a couple of new fun abilities to it, and I made it a match for just one of these players. I'll leave that up to you to figure out what the appropriate CR is. There's plenty of videos out there on the internet that can help you decide how to scale the level of your monster for whatever system it is you're playing. In the game that I ran this encounter, the players found out that their companion was inside of this container, and hilarity ensued as they turned into more of a studio television audience cheering for their companion to fight the beast rather than help them. In reality, they probably just could have reached into the cage, grabbed the tiny scorpion, threw it on the ground, and smashed it, but it was more entertaining for them to watch this gladiatorial style combat going on inside of this arena. Hey, I really hope that you're able to use this map and customize it to your own campaign and whatever kind of game you're running. Feel free to download the file for the map, as well as the monster template that I used in the game that I ran, and hopefully your players enjoy it as much as mine did. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, see what's going on at thedungeongeek.wordpress.com. Feel free to watch our live games on Twitch Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, The Labyrinth of the Serpent God, and see what my campaign is currently up to there. Also, feel free to check me out on Patreon and see what kind of things I've got going on that site. This has been The Dungeon Geek.